Circuit, you learn that what happens to the voltage in a circuit. If we apply some voltages in a circuit, what happens to that voltage? You know with this. Okay. So rating potential, that means if we connect the EMF source, battery is basically the EMF source, right? So this will be the source of EMF.
Electromotive force.
Okay, electromotive force, right? So these are the source of that. So this source will give you some rise in potential in the circuit. And there are some other components in the circuit, like resistors. So these are the components of the circuit that we know as resistors, right? So these resistors are giving drops of that potential. So once we connect things like batteries, that will add some energy to that circuit. And that energy needs to be used somewhere, right? So that the place of the space where the energy is used is these resistors. So energy added, energy drops. So potential added, potential drops. So what is the relation between adding up the potentials and dropping the potentials is somebody knows Kirchhoff who say that rising potentials is equal to drops in potentials. Okay. So should I erase and
No sir.
it's okay. Listen, so this is exactly what Kirchhoff's voltage law says, that we would connect different sources and those sources would raise the amount of potential in the circuit. And this potential must be equal to the drops. That means if we have had only one element and some more sources like this, so whatever voltages will be raising, right, with these all sources will all be drops across all the one resistor. If there are some 3 or 4 or more of them, what doesn't matter, or and single source, that means all the potential that is here in the battery will be drops across each of them. That means once there is a 12 volt over there should be 0 volt at the end. All voltage has to be used.
Three resistors
across different resistors. There should be no resistors left. It is like you have started your journey with some 500 taka in your pocket, and you just travel all the way with your whoever, somebody else. So you at the end when you come back, so there is no money left.
Zero.
Your pocket is empty. So that is what is known as drops in potential, right? So starting with a 12 volt positive, 12 volt, the amount of potential 12 volt, and at the end it is 0. Got it? So listen, now how much potential will be dropped across which of the resistor? Let's see. It depends on the value of these resistors. So if we have some maybe 12 volt is given, right? Source. Then this is, for example, 1 kilo ohm. This is 2 kilo ohm. And this resistor is of again 1 kilo ohm. So if we make this combination, then how much of the drop will be here across this resistor, across this, or across that? If it is one resistor only, then all 12 volt will be dropped across that resistor. But if it is there more than one, maybe 2 or 3, then the drops depend on the resistance value. If the resistance value is more, the drop will be more. So that means if some, okay, now how many resistors? 3. So this resistor, the total values will be divided into 3 parts. That means this value, okay, whatever drop across this resistor will, the double to that will be across this resistor. You understand? And listen, and that means 6 volt will be dropped across this, and another 3 volt will be across this, and 3 volt will be across this resistor. So that is how the drop in each resistor depends on the value of the resistance, right? If you connect some maybe some maybe some 4 kilo ohm resistance over there, what will happen right now?
It will take.
So how many kilo ohms here? 4, 2. How much? 6, 1, 7. So the total 12 volt will be divided into 7 parts.
7 parts.
So from so now if you divide into 7, so 4 of that 7 will be here, 2 of that 7 part will be here, and one of them will be left and will be there. So that is how you have to divide the drops across in different resistors. But listen, the total amount of drop will always be equal to the source. That is what Kirchhoff's voltage law says. Any question?
No, sir.
টোটাল রেজিস্টার যত হবে আমরা পুরো ভোল্টেজটাকে তত ডিভাইড করে এবং ওটা অনুযায়ী ভাগ করে দিব।
It's like that. It depends on this is 4 kilo ohm. That means how much drop this resistance will have, right? Okay. Now we will go for practical.